Hi folks, Training Tip Thursday, and today I thought we'd talk a little bit about how you should be running on hills. I will also tell you, because I don't really have the easy ability to do any demonstrations about what the running technique might actually look like on a hill. You know, if you're on YouTube and you search, you can find a lot of different videos on this, but here are kind of the hard ones for what you want to do when you run on hills. First of all, with all running, especially on hills, but really with all running, you want to be running tall. I think we've talked about that before, but to refresh, here's what running tall is. So back up a little bit. So when you're running tall, you want your ears above your shoulders should be above your hips above your knees above your ankle. Everything should be lined up. There should be no leaning. You should be tall, but you're not quite tall yet. So what I'd like you to do is, if you're standing up, and you should probably stand up, is put your hand above your head, like just a half an inch or so, not quite touching your head, and then draw your belly button in, pull it back to like your back spine, and raise up to touch your hand without getting up on your heels. That's getting your center of gravity up, that's getting tall, and that belly button tucked in is actually how you should be running. That helps with activating your glutes. So tip number one, when you're going uphill or downhill, make sure that you are running tall. Number two, you want to have a little bit of a forward lean. Now, I'm always cautious when I talk to people about a forward lean, because the tendency, I'll stand up again, is that we lean at the waist, and that's a really bad thing. That lean comes, it's from the ankles. It's like if you were just starting to, you probably can't see me do it, just starting to lean forward at the ankles like you're going to topple over. Or stand in front of a wall and put your hands out and just lean from the ankles to hit the wall. It's very, very slight. It's almost like your chest is reaching out to break the finish line at the end of the race. So make sure you're tall and get that little bit of a forward lean. The next thing you want to do, really both uphill and downhill, is shorten your stride. You do it for different reasons though. When you're going uphill, you're shortening your stride because you're going to meet the road more quickly because you're going up at an angle. So if you don't shorten your stride, you're really going to be smacking your foot down. You're going to be slowing yourself down. So you want a short stride, even a little bit shorter than normal. So when you're running tall, that little bit of a lean and a short stride, you should almost get the feeling like you're falling up the hill, is how I've ever looked at it. So tall, lean, short stride, fall up the hill. Now going down is the same way. You want to have that little bit of a lean, and the lean is important for a different reason. It's not only help pull you down, but sometimes, especially in a steep hill, we have a tendency to lean back, and you don't want that. You want to use gravity to help pull you down. And again, you want a shorter stride than even normal. And the reason you want that short stride now is to protect your quads and get quick turnover. You want your feet, think of the Roadrunner and the cartoon, and boom, 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 boom with the feet. That's what you want downhill. You let that gravity pull you down. If you take too long of a stride going downhill, you will pound your quads. So while running uphill is harder from a standpoint of your breath and your aerobic capacity, running downhill is what can beat your body up. So in a race like Boston, that's one of the things people worry about, running uphill like at Heartbreak Hill. Heartbreak Hill isn't the thing that's going to do them in. It's all the downhills in the beginning that can do them in if they're not good at running downhill. So there are some tips on running on hills.